Yeah, yeah. See, a dream ain't nothing but a dream if you don't set goals.
All right, so then to me, I feel like the 17 blow up, that was your blow up. But then I felt like 18 was the one that kind of supplanted the flag as you being one of the top 5 creators in 2K. So, and the reason why I say that is because, again, I go off my own experience. I know how you were in 17. 18 came out. That's when Fortnite came. 18 was considered probably one of the worst games we've had in a while. A lot of creators went on to play Fortnite, but you continue to duke it out on 2K18. And I feel like you made some of your best content on 18 too. Like you was really creative. You was really doing your thing on there, man. I think that and you had, like from the, was your blue hair, your dribble styles. I think that there's a couple things we can talk on here, but 18, would you agree that 18 was the one? Because that's when Duke Dennis came. Because 18 was Duke Dennis's blow up, whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
But and I'm trying to think who else I know for a fact was like, yo, this. Cause it's kind of hard trying to think back. There was a couple other that I knew.
Cole went up too heavy.
Yeah. Cole. Yeah. Cole's blow up was 18. I felt like LaMonster. There was a couple, but again, it was a handful. But you was already here, and a lot of those bigger creators was like, oh man, and bounce. You was like, nah, I'm staying. And to me, I felt like that's what gave you the massive leap over everybody else. You see what I'm saying? What's your take on that?
I half agree and I have to disagree. So I got the numbers pretty cemented in my head. So 2K17 was like 4,000 subs to like 120, like crazy year. If I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was 4,000 to 140. 2K18 was only 140 to 200. Like it was a very, very slow year in the sense that like I had this momentum, and when that 2K18 neighborhood trailer came out, we were all like, okay, this is gonna be the one. Yeah. It was a good year in the sense that I got better as a YouTuber and I learned more what to do. But it was a little bit difficult because, like I said, 2K17, like I strategizing. I'm, there's a little money coming in. Like now I can show my mom, like, hey, like, this is working out. And the 2K18, it feels like it plateaued a bit. It's not as exponential. So I'd say I'd say that I got a style more in the content, and I learned what I want to do. Because I'd say at 2K17, even though I was trying to strategize, I still think I was just throwing a lot of different stuff on the board and just seeing what stuck. Like just everything I could think of. But 2K18, I think I got good at actually making YouTube videos in general. And I think the most important thing for 2K18 was the fact that being better at making videos allowed the pedestal to jump off of for 2K19. Because that's what I really think was the year that was like, it was clear.
We can get into that. Yeah, we definitely can get into that. I want to make one tidbit on the 18. And the reason why I feel like that was your supplanting, because like I said before, and it gave you your videos gotten better. That's why videos got better, and that's true.
Yeah,
I feel like the reason why, because to me, I feel like 18 established your style, and now that you gave me more insight, maybe it could be the fact of you was like you really had to work, you really had to think, you really had to strategize, because like damn, like I can't just throw anything up there. I gotta drop some lit shit every single time, to be able to get some good stuff. So it really started to refine who you was. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So like you're back against the wall. Other people quit, but you continue to try to find a way to be successful, because like I said, that's when I saw a really different type of Davis. I'm like, yo, this is some good stuff. I mean, of course, nobody could compete back then with the Fortnite and stuff, right? But
facts.
But your content was still lit. Your content will still come up and I'll still watch it because I'm like, dude, this is really good. You know what I'm saying? That he's really good with this. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
But now we can talk about 19, because 19 is when, everything comes together. Everything's aligned. You had the momentum, right? From 17, you had an 18, you had your first adversity. It caused you to strategize, to kind of, grind and, refine your craft, because you had to, because even the greatest video of all time wasn't going to hit like it was in 17, but that's what you had to do. 19 comes and everything accumulates together. 19's A lot of people consider 19 one of the best, one of the better 2Ks in the game. Everybody was flooding back. And you also got yourself scanned, and you got one of the first logos we've ever seen, which is pretty dope, right? 19.
Yeah. Now, man, 2K19. So the only thing that was slightly wrong is I did get the logo, but the scan was in 20.
Okay, cool. So you had the logo on 19. Okay, good. So,
but everything is right, man. 2K19, it's crazy. Like talking through it because I remember all of this like it's yesterday. 2K19, I got the there's a prelude, right? There's a prelude for 19, right?
Yes, that was the last one. Yeah, I think it was the last prelude. I think 19 was the last prelude, if I'm not mistaken.
So 19 prelude came out, and then it was a build video. Now, I remember this specifically because even though I was strategizing in 18 and the videos were getting better, if I was to get 100 count a video on 18, it would take 2 weeks. I remember specifically that first 2K19 prelude video got 100,000 in like 8 hours. And I was like, oh my goodness, I have not seen these numbers ever in my life. And I remember saying, this was just ignorant, by the way, because this is not how YouTube works. But I remember saying, I was like, I'm never gonna mess up again. I want this to be the last time. My video before that, I want that to be the last video that does not hit 100K. And crazy enough, that literally was like that video from the 2K19 prelude on was like, it was crazy. Like that started a run that lasted for years. Like crazy. It was crazy.
Absolute insane run that you're still utilizing right now. Let's talk about the logo. Like, did you get communication from 2K, or you just woke up one day and the logo was on your head? Because that was the first time we ever seen logos.
It was that was the most exciting thing. That was like 2K19 is a great game, man. Like that's and there's bias because of like what was going on, but like I remember seeing Baloob in a Twitch chat. I don't even know if I could pull it up because I don't even think I have the account, but I remember DMing him using a chat, and I was like, "Hey, I see you're giving out logos to creators. You guys have logos to creators because there was no, I don't even think there was an official community manager at the time. Like, I don't think there was, So I was like, "Hey, I see you guys are giving out logos to people." I was like, "I have 200,000 or maybe 300,000 subs. Like, I'm really going crazy right now. I'd love to get one." And I think he messaged back, and remember, Beluba reply. It's like. That's like gold in this moment, that's rare.
You put that on your wall.
So exactly. So he messaged back. I think he said, "I'll send it to the team." And I was like, I remember talking to my friend, like, "Oh, Mike Wang actually replied to me." But I remember specifically, and the clip is on Twitter somewhere. I'm gonna find it after this. I remember loading in, and genuinely, I was like, "Yo, I'm actually verified." Like this is like that was a crazy moment because it's like. 2K was 2K's first time acknowledging me really as a creator. And it felt like really good that we had a great 2K. The channel was doing good. The game that I've loved forever and made now a career on that's changed my life is like showing that acknowledgement towards me. So like that was a great moment to me. And it really, in a moment when they didn't give it out to anybody else except for creators they scanned in the game, like it really actually meant the world to me, like genuinely.
Yeah.
So
because, man, I know it was you, Agent,
Troydan,
Annoying in Red City. Annoying in Red City had Twitch logos.
Yeah, they got those. I think maybe Annoying got it off the jump, but I know they got them later in the year. I think Red City got it later. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Regardless, there was you can only count probably on two hands in the whole world that had the logos, and you was one of them. Like you was one of them. And so now let me tell you something on my side. I load up in the park, man. My grown ass, man. And I see two YouTube logos moving on the court. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. I'm like, yo, who is this? I run, so I give a little player, boom, boom, boom. I'm running to the court. I'm like, yo, it's Davis and Agent. Y'all was playing on the court, right? Man, I remember hitting my boys out. Like, yo, load in right now, bro.
We gotta drop them off. We gotta drop them off. They used to be there. We gotta drop them off. Yep.
We gotta drop them off, man. To me, I felt like it was like straight. I like the adjective to describe seeing someone in your city with a logo Like, I don't care. Like I said, I don't know how old was that time. Maybe I was like 29, 30. I was probably 30, you know what I mean? Like, but I was, I'm like, dude, like, I want this. I want to
Yeah.
drop these guys off. If you see them, you got to play them. You got to play, or just to see, how that was. How did that translate for you? Once you had the logo in 19, you were playing. Did you start to see the crowds and stuff? Because I know every time I blow it up, y'all had them.
Yeah. It's crazy. That's why I say 2K19 was a special year. So in 17, when it was the parks, I did get a good amount of crowds. Like I'd say a decent amount of my crowd, like my parks were crowded. But 18, it was a neighborhood, and the courts were so spread up near the stairs, so there was no crowd. So 19, when the logo came, man, sometimes I load into a park and then go downstairs to grab food. By the time I came back to my controller, the whole park was ready for war. Like, I'm telling you, there was something special about 19, man. Like, that was a game that you just wanted to. I couldn't put it down.
And the servers couldn't hold you. The servers,
it was.
You couldn't load in. Like, if someone had a logo, and my homeboy said that someone's in their logo, and you try to load in, you kept on getting the error screen because the server was full. Like, everybody and their mama was trying to load in there. And I felt like that also translated to with just your YouTube, because then, people are searching up your name, they're trying to figure out who you are, and it just, like, that was a real genuine two-way street. You know what I'm saying?
It was the perfect storm, man. It was crazy.
100%. And then now, where are you going in 2K20? How many subscribers you had?
So, so like I said, so it was, 4,000 to 140, 16 to 17, 17 to 18, or just all 2K18, I mean, was 140 to 200. 2K19 was 200 to 700. And it was like, that was ridiculous. So, that right there, at that point, my life is completely changed. Like, not only am I able to not question at all whether this is a career, like I know this is a career, but I'm also able to, pay my mom a salary just to ease her life a little bit. So like like life has changed at this point, and it's a blessing. Like, it's nothing short of a blessing. Like,
and how old were you? You were still in high school?
No, I was 19 in 2K19. So
okay,
at the end of the year, I was 19. Yeah.
And so let's just say from 18, 19, 17, you're starting to, obviously you're growing from that time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Your friends, people around you, that's when you first start to get that celebrity status. Explain that for a young kid that's in high school, and you have your peers are watching your videos, or people know who you are now, and you're going to the school, maybe your teachers and stuff. Like, you're a celebrity. You might not be A-list, but in your town, in your area, you're famous as hell. You know what I mean?
No, it was dope. And so the year I experienced it the most was 11th grade. And that just was it was at a private school, and there was a few people, because I had transferred to that school. I went to so many different high schools. When I transferred to that school, people knew me from YouTube before knowing me as a person, and that to me was crazy. Like, that whole that 2K17 year, that 4,000 to 140,000, like that year was when I took my first ever picture with somebody. Like, that was when I met my first ever subscriber in person. People at my school knowing what I'm doing, like that was a crazy time. But it was crazy, but at the same time, I was so laser focused, locked in. Like, I literally I didn't care at all. Like I was so locked in.
Yeah, it basically, you didn't get big headed about it. It's like, even now, like I said, you're so down to earth, you're so approachable, you're just a really dope like individual. Like, you know what I'm saying? And again, I always go back to upbringing. You know what I'm saying? When you get someone like this that has all the things that you have, and to still be as approachable and down to earth as you are, man. Like, I can see that. I can see that as you're on your climb up to the pinnacle, you still just being, at the end of the day, just Davis. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty dope.
Yeah, don't you love it when a plan come together? Good plans don't fail, nigga just fail in the plan. Keep it GM detailed to the letter. It can rain whenever, cause the sun's still shining.